If you're scoping out some elite Rolex watches, the ones where prices are a tightly kept secret at authorized dealers, brace yourself. We've tackled the grunt work so you don't have to. Get ready to dig deep into your pockets, whether that stings a bit or not. Look, diving into the world of Rolex isn't just a walk in the park. These watches represent the pinnacle of luxury timepieces, a realm where enthusiasts and high rollers alike find their match. With a legacy that's been ticking away for over a century, Rolex isn't just about opulence, it's a testament to supreme craftsmanship and undying elegance. Each piece is a masterclass in horology, crafted to celebrate human creativity with every second it counts. Point in fact, the Oyster case is not just a chunk of steel, it's a fortress, carved from a single block to face off against the toughest elements, whether it's deep-sea adventures or summit meetings. And beneath that tough exterior, a heart that beats with meticulous precision. The movement inside a Rolex isn't just about keeping time, it's about setting the pace in a silent dance of gears and springs, all tuned to perfection. So what's on the agenda today? We're kicking back and walking you through our top 10 Rolex picks for 2024, complete with the latest price tags. Whether you're a collector or just curious, we've got the scoop on what these iconic watches are going for these days. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's an easy click and it keeps you in the loop for all our chill dives into luxury watchland. Stick with us at Opulent Oasis, and let's keep this relaxed ride through Rolex territory rolling. Rolex Oyster Perpetual. You see, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual is like the granddaddy of Rolex's waterproof innovations. This was the watch that got the whole waterproof party started and helped catapult Rolex into the limelight. It's seen a few updates over the years, but the essence of it, pure classic charm, hasn't budged an inch. These days you can pick one up in either a suave 41mm or a subtler 36mm case, each with a classy rounded bezel. It's also Rolex's entry-level ticket, starting at a surprisingly approachable $6,400. It's like getting a luxury car for the price of a scooter, kind of a steal, right? Rolex Explorer. Then there's the Rolex Explorer, the watch that's always ready to strap on a backpack and hit the trails. This one's built with the finest materials and has a clean, modern look that doesn't just tell time, it tells you it's time for adventure. Perfect for those who need to keep track of time across 2 time zones, it keeps ticking reliably, even when the weather's throwing a tantrum. Born in the 1950s with the spirit of enduring the toughest environments, the Explorer of today maintains that rugged pedigree, priced around $7,250. If this watch could talk, it'd probably say, "Let's see where we can get lost today." Rolex Yachtmaster. If you're thinking about taking to the high seas or just want to look like you could, the Rolex Yachtmaster is your go-to watch. It's tough, water-resistant, and made with sailors in mind. You'll find this beauty in a variety of styles, including some with metal bands that stand up to salty sea breezes. Some models even come with fancy flyback regatta timers, because who wants to count backwards manually when you're racing yachts? Be warned though, snagging one of these isn't a spur-of-the-moment thing. They start at $1,500 and often come with a wait list that'll test your patience. But before we reveal our next watch, how about joining the Opulent Oasis crew by subscribing? Get the latest with our cutting-edge content, and let's get back into it. Rolex GMT Master. Moving on to the Rolex GMT Master, this piece has been around for over 60 years and hasn't lost a step. Coveted by watch lovers globally, it's got a waiting list that reads like a who's who of the elite watch collector's world. What makes it so special? Well, it can keep track of 2 time zones at once, which is pretty sweet if you're living that jet-set life. Whether you prefer stainless steel, white gold or Everose gold, be ready to part with at least $10,700 to call one your own. It's a watch that doesn't just tell time, it tells the world you've arrived. The Rolex Datejust might just be the coolest history teacher you never had, showing off its clever trick of changing the date automatically every midnight. This watch has been a crowd pleaser since day one, quickly climbing the ranks to become a fan favorite in the Rolex lineup. You can pick one up in styles ranging from solid gold to solid steel, or even a mix if you can't decide. Despite its high roller vibe, the date just doesn't hit your wallet as hard as you might think. Starting at a pretty reasonable $7,700, it's like the luxury watch world's best-kept secret for staying stylish on a budget. Then there's the Rolex Sea-Dweller, the ultimate +1 for your deep sea plus ultra adventures. Engineered for those who take their diving seriously, this watch is tough enough to withstand a plunge up to 4,000 feet deep. That's deeper than your average submarine hangout. It's been put together with tips from diving pros worldwide, making it more than just a watch. It's your trusty sidekick underwater. If you're ready to invest in making all your aquatic dreams come true, it starts at $13,250. Hey, for a watch that keeps ticking while you're exploring the big blue, that's not too shabby. Rolex Submariner. Back in 1953, the Rolex Submariner popped onto the scene and casually redefined what a diver's watch could do, dipping down to 330 feet right out of the gate. Fast forward to today, and it's still making waves, now handling depths up to about 1,000 feet. It's not just about the specs, though. This watch has style cred too, having strutted its stuff in several James Bond flicks. Whether you grab the 40mm or the slightly beefier 41mm, you're getting the same top-notch diving chops. And at a starting price of $9,100, it's kind of a no-brainer for anyone wanting to dive deep without diving deep into their savings. Rolex Day Date. Now, if we're talking exclusivity, the Rolex Day Date is like the VIP section of luxury watches. Known for its scarcity, the Day Date, or the Presidential as some like to call it, kicks off at a cool $38,500. Yeah, you might end up on a waitlist for the latest model, but the vintage market is ripe with options. And here's a fun fact. Some of those old-school pieces might even fetch a price higher than what you'd expect at an auction, making them not just a purchase, but a pretty smart investment. If you're in the market for a watch that says I've arrived, and maybe even I've out-arrived everyone else, the Day Date could be your ticket. Rolex Sky-Dweller. The Rolex Sky-Dweller from the Oyster Perpetual collection is your global nomad's dream watch. Not only does it look sharp, but it also packs some serious functionality with its dual time zone display and an automatic annual calendar that needs tweaking just once a year. And for the detail-oriented, it marks the month in a pop of red, which is pretty handy whether you're a pilot or someone who just hates being late. Priced starting at $115,650, it's for those who like their accessories smart and their schedules smarter. Rolex Daytona. The Rolex Daytona, a star since the 1960s, is more than just a status symbol. It's a piece of history, especially after one owned by Paul Newman fetched a cool $17.8 million at auction. Talk about an investment piece. Crafted meticulously and sporting a 40mm case, it's a treasure trove for any collector. With a price tag of $155,100 and a 5-year waiting list, getting one is like waiting for a fine wine to mature. Totally worth it if you have the patience and the pocketbook. Basically, picking out a Rolex is less about snagging a watch and more about discovering a piece that vibes with your soul. Do you get a thrill from the spray of the sea? A yachtmaster could be your perfect sailing buddy, or maybe you're all about syncing up every second perfectly. Then a GMT Master 2 might just be your jam. If you lean towards quiet sophistication, a Datejust could be your style, or if you're driven by the thrill of adventure, maybe an Explorer 2 is what stirs your wanderlust. Remember, owning a Rolex isn't just about timekeeping, it's about embarking on a lifelong journey with a companion that embodies your achievements, fuels conversations, and is the cornerstone of a legacy yet to be written. So let's kickstart this quest together and find the Rolex that tells your story like no other. What's your take on the Rolex prices we chatted about? We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Liked what you saw? Drop us a comment below. And don't forget to hit that follow button and smash the thumbs up. You're watching Opulent Oasis. We can't wait to see you again in our future videos.